Hey guys. Well, how y'all doing tonight? Hope y'all doing okay. Hey, just wanted to say hi and touch base with all of my friends or whoever wants to go on tonight. I'm going to be just taking a little time. I'm just going to hang out a while. Why not? We're locked in. And we're locked in tight, guys. I mean, they really cracked down on us this week. They have a lot of new laws down here in the tropics, and it's amazing. They really, I don't think they came this hard down on us since they started this COVID thing. And hi guys, for those of you who don't know, I'm Monty. I'm your host tonight, and I just want to hang out and see what a hangout's like. Just hang out a while, whatever. I'm going to be on and just cover a few things that I thought would be cool to cover. Hey, just in case, I just want to remind you, don't forget, if you'd like to get my book, Racism and the Cure. I always like to promote it because I tell you, it's a very good book. You can get the e-copy online right there at montecagle.com. And don't forget, you can get it right there. It's an ebook version. If you got a PayPal account, just order it. It's a very good book. I've been saying this week already. I've been promoting the book, and several people have gotten it, and I think it's a good book. I really do, and it's something that a lot of people I think overlook with racial issues. Also, don't forget to go by and visit my YouTube channel. You can get it at the Monte Cagle YouTube channel. Not so serious tonight, but I just wanted to cover a few things, just sing a few things, and cover a few points that a lot of people are not saying online, and I thought it'd be cool to say it. And for those of you who don't know, I'm a author, composer, musician. I do my best, what I can do, and father, world traveler. I've been around the world quite a bit. Lived in like 4 continents, 5. I did. And met a lot of people, lived with a lot of people with many, many different cultures. And I learned a few things I'd like to share. Maybe it can help you out. Maybe it'll encourage you. I just want to sing because I want to sing a little song for you before I get started on rapping. Hey guys, I learned this song. I don't really learn it. I heard this song when I was a kid, like I was 18 years old, and I heard this guy sing it. I'm singing a part of it. It's a little country song that when I first became a world traveler, missionary, and just started traveling the world and helping out young people and talking a lot and just witnessing to a lot of people, telling people about Jesus everywhere I went. Started out in the States and I went down to the Caribbean. And but anyway, I heard this song and I wanted to sing part of it. I hope I can do my best. I was going down the road looking for a way to travel, asking questions of everybody I see, asking questions of people who don't know the answers, tossed like a chip on a troubled sea. I looked around, people hating each other. They say climbing up the ladder of success is what to do, but they didn't know what to say when they ran into trouble. All their money and success just couldn't see them through. They're making modern weapons that they say are to protect us. If they ever use them, they'd blow the world apart. I keep looking for a way to stop all their fighting, but to bring peace to a world, peace to a world. Well, you know, the only thing that I can say that really made me happy was when I came to Jesus and He eased my troubled mind. Really? Well, you know, the only thing that I can say that really made me happy was when I came to Jesus and He eased my troubled mind. Well, the only thing that I can say that really made me happy was when I came to Jesus and He eased my troubled mind. It's really true. Came to Jesus, man, and He really eased my troubled mind. I was really searching for real answers and really searching the world. And when I was a kid, like 17, you know, like a lot of people in America in the 60s, they were really fed up with the system and they wanted to find some real truth to life. Well, the other thing that I can say that really made me happy was when I came to Jesus and He eased my troubled mind. But anyway, they really put a heavy lockdown on us, man, this week. I'm just like floored. They did. That was like, you can't visit anybody. I just want to tell you about it. I don't want to make you feel sad or something, but it just blew me away how heavy this stuff is going on right now. It's not a joke. They just really overdosed on this thing, I think, personally. And it's really sad what they're doing to people now. And it's just going to go for 2 weeks. It starts today, the lockdown. You can't visit anybody. You can't visit anybody. They say the English variant has hit the island. By the way, I'm down in the islands. I'm in Aruba. Beautiful island. It's awesome. I tell you, I love it. Having a great time here. And I don't feel sad. I just feel about the island. I just feel sad with this stupid lockdown. And it's just really insane, you know. This whole narrative, this whole world that is using this COVID-19 to lock us down. But anyway, I just wanted to put that in there. I just thought, you know, if things get really heavy, also there's a lot of fear about St. Martin. It's very close to us down here in the Caribbean. It says, sorry, we're having trouble playing this video. every time I go online, man, they start with the censorship. But if you'd like to say something or make a comment, feel free. But I just wanted to cover that today. And maybe it will encourage you not to feel discouraged. I'm not discouraged anyway. I'm just like surprised. I really am. This whole COVID thing is really a mind boggler. I hope it's not blowing your mind too much that you feel so depressed that you'd like to kill yourself or something. I do hear that a lot of people are doing that, and I would suggest to you not to consider it even. Don't even think about it. It's not even worth it. And, you know, it's, for me, it's really, really, really encouraging that these things are happening. Why? I know it sounds weird, but look, these are the things I wanted to say. We are in a time right now that we are living near the time of the end. It's just obvious. I mean, when has ever anything like this happened in the world? You know, I hope they don't ban me and censor me. I'm not going to say anything too heavy, I hope. But I'm just going to tell you the truth, because I was thinking today that as things get more serious, that this lockdown has been going on for about a year now. It was supposed to be only for a couple of weeks, till, especially in the States, you know, where we get over it and see what happens. But it got really ridiculous. It's going on for a year. I came here a year ago, and shortly after we had the carnival. I had a wonder. It was cool, a carnival down here, man. And you know, we're here, and and they started this lockdown, and it's been going on a year. I don't care. I don't want to. I'm not cutting it down, guys. So don't ban me or freak out. I'm not going to cut down your COVID, your little thing, you know. But it's a year. So I just want to cover these points. But anyway, I got this verse. You know, I was just sitting there thinking about how serious this stuff is. I was watching a movie today, and I just couldn't get this off my mind. It's like every time I watch a movie, it feels ridiculous because why watch a movie when the whole world is just doing it's reality, this world we live in today just totally blows any kind of sci-fi, any kind of mystery movie, any kind of thriller out of the water. You know, when you watch a movie, you know it's some man-made thing or some script that some producer did or a director did, you know, producer produced. And it's just, I can't even watch movies anymore. It's just too exciting and it's just too weird what's going on. So I don't even watch movies. It's just too weird today. So today I was just like, wow, I tried to watch this movie and it was just so weird. I just could not watch it. Especially I was trying to watch something on Netflix and this third world narratives that's going on where they're trying to, you know, prepare the world for or change the world. This reset. They had something on that was just totally, it was a sci-fi more or less. These superheroes were going to be on. And it just totally had the whole narrative of the woke world. They taught everything that they're trying to promote and brainwash us into came in that movie. And it was just like, I cannot watch this stuff. So I just forget it. But tonight I just wanted to share this verse with you because just in case things get really bad, and there was a evacuation here in the island because this volcano thing, neighboring island is getting really bad, and we were put on alert here. So maybe I won't be able to use the internet, or I might have to get off the island or some kind of weirdness. I thought I would just share with you guys tonight, not like a last will and testament. I hope I live to the end. Whatever happens, man, this is so exciting. I don't know what to do because I've been waiting for this for 50 years. Literally. I'm not kidding. 50 years I've been preparing for the end. 50 years since I was 18. I can't believe it. I'm 68 almost, man. I can't believe it. So anyway, it's happening and I'm just excited and I'm kind of surprised that, you know, at one point just learned what's going to happen, but it's just happening now. This is it. You would be a complete moron if you did not believe that something weird is going on. But there's a lot deeper there. But anyway, I got this verse and I wanted to share with you. If you have a Bible, you can pull it out. Why not read the Bible? It's cool. You're watching it being played out. The script of humanity is being played out right before your very eyes on TV. You're darn. This is heavier than a movie theater. But anyway, okay. This is Ezekiel chapter 3, verse 17, and we'll read 19. It says, this is the King James Version. It says, Son of man, I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. Therefore hear the word at my mouth and give them warning from me. Right? When I say unto the wicked, thou shalt surely die, and thou givest him not warning, nor speakest to warn the wicked from his wicked way, to save his life, the same wicked man shall die in his iniquity, but his blood will I require at that hand. That means God has told people who believe in him that you need to tell people about what's going on and tell others about him and his kingdom. And so I just like to say a few things more and more as it gets close to the end and things are really weirding out. I just like to speak more and more about the Lord and about his kingdom and about what's going on, because everybody's talking about the problem. It's this, this, that, and that. Every day it says like, God, man. So it says, yet, this is verse 19, it says, yet. So if if we don't tell people about Jesus and about what's going on, then God's going to hold us responsible, us Christians or us believers or conservatives, or whatever you want to put it. And so it's our responsibility to share his love and his word with as many people as possible. So I thought, well, gee, I'm locked in my house. I can't do anything. So I might as well share some truth with you guys. So he expects us to do it. It says, but yet, this is verse 19, it says, yet, if we don't warn him, he's going to really get a little upset at us because we know better and we should warn people and tell them truth. So I try to warn you in these video series that I've been doing lately these years. And it's my way of like being able to get out and witness to a lot of people because we are locked down. The cat's trying to get in. Anyway, verse 19 says, yet if thou warn the wicked, and he turn not from his wickedness, nor from his wicked way, he shall die in his iniquity, but thou hast delivered thy soul. So people, if you tell people the truth and they don't want it, and you did your part. You have to tell people the truth. You have to tell them what's going on. And, you see so many people talking about all these different things, the Democrats are doing this, the Republicans are doing that, the country's falling apart. In Myanmar, they're doing this. In Russia, this is going on. In this place, that going on. And all these things are happening in the world. And a lot of people are not just saying, it's the end of the freaking world. It's it. And things are happening because they were predicted and they were supposed to happen and they're going to happen and they are happening right now before your very eyes. And this is unprecedented this time in history that these things are going on, and it's never happened before. It's just, what if we shut down the whole world? So they're working on that. So I wanted to just say, guys, you're living in the time of the end. It's like I don't want to say I'm not going to want to be alarmist. I do want to be. I'm just going to tell you the truth, that you are living in the time of the end, and you're living in the last days before the return of Jesus. I hear so many people talk about my grandchildren and what are we going to do in the country and how are we going to make it better for our country, for the new world. It's fine. It's good to do the best you can. But let's face it, America is, well, I talk about America because I'm American and I'm from there, and it's the country that I lived in. And sometimes I feel like crying. It's like, I don't have a country anymore. It's just falling apart. It's just really messed up. It really is. It's just like the fall of Rome. And it's not a conspiracy theory. It's not something that people are making up. It's just falling apart. And you just have to come to really, like, sometimes I just cry, I just cry. My wife says, God, man, it's just like, ugh. And you just can't get around it. It's just happening. And I imagine that's how the Romans felt when the country was falling apart, the Republic, and they just watch that. So, guys, I'm delivering my soul. If just in case I'm not able to talk to you or any of you, if anybody's listening to this, it is the end time. There's nothing to figure out about it. It's not conspiracy theory. It's not a possibility or conjecture. It's just something that is happening. You're witnessing the last days before the return of Jesus Christ. You don't have to panic. You don't have to feel bad. But that's just the way it is. So I just wanted to cover that with you, and that you should really consider seriously. I'm not talking about church. I'm not talking about a religion. I'm talking about a worship or anything like that. I'm just saying, if you don't know God, if you don't know Jesus, ask him receive him into your life. Find all about it as much as you can. There's so many different ideas and viewpoints about Jesus, but it's one basic thing that's the truth. Jesus is the only way that you can be saved. You can say whatever you want. I've covered that in other videos, and thousands of people have covered that in many other videos, but it's just the facts. Just that point I wanted to cover. So get ready for the return of God's kingdom on earth. There's a little picture. I always like to put this little picture. You can see the pyramid that God is about ready to return to earth, and this just happens. It's just happening, and that's it. Also, I just wanted to say, Auschwitz, right? I'm gonna show you something. I don't really understand how people are just putting it out of their mind that these things are happening. Like this is Auschwitz. Let me read what that says. Auschwitz concentration camp. A little point the Lord laid on my mind. It says Auschwitz, I'll read it with you, was a complex of over 40 concentration and extermination camps operated by Nazi Germany in occupied Poland during World War II and the Holocaust. It consisted of Auschwitz, of one main camp, and it was a concentration extermination with gas chambers, a labor camp for the chemical conglomerate, and dozens of sub-camps. The camp became a major site of the Nazis. And after Germany after Germany in September, by the end of September, Poland converted Auschwitz into a barracks, into a prison war camp, and a Polish political prisoners. All right, so this was a camp that they took people to, they gassed them there, killed them there, and used them in experiments, all kind of crazy things. You can actually see it actually exists. And there is concentration camp. This is a Wikipedia. I mean, it's just right there. It's nothing that I'm making up. So the reason why I wanted to read you this and cover this was that, look, the people that were taken to be gassed and all these different things, they just didn't believe it was happening to them. It's like they're walking in a line going to be gassed, and they just could not believe it was happening to them, or they were being put in a concentration camp, or being, carted away on trains from their villages or their homes. And other Germans, I mean, I lived in Germany, and I didn't go to Auschwitz when I was there, but I just, you just know about it. People talk about it occasionally, and you can look it up. And some of the places we visited, and we saw the camps. It actually happened. So the reason why I wanted to bring that up is that it's hard to believe that we are living in a organized situation with this COVID thing. It's true. It's really happening, and we are really, it's not a lie, it's not a conspiracy theory, it's not some figment, it's not the evil, this or that. This virus does exist. Now, how they're using the virus and the things they're saying about it, I don't want to cover it, but you can look up, you should really research some of the things that people are saying about the virus, because you might want to consider some of the suggestions that people are making and make a really good decision on whether you should take the vaccines or not. That's all I'm saying. Okay, so you fact checkers, okay? I didn't say anything against, I didn't say anything pro. So all I'm saying is really research this, and being the N-word, being the N-word, I know that some of these things can happen, and they are experimenting. A lot of these vaccines, they are experiments, and they're trying to see what happens. I do believe, for you fact checkers, that they have not FDA approved some of these things. So you really should consider checking this thing out thoroughly. Even though, I have seen, it is documented, so that the people that a lot of these people do want to use this situation to have more control. Okay, every country wants to take control of their people a little better and make things run a lot smoother. That's all I said, okay? Right? That's nothing against your contract and everything else of what your conditions about speaking on this platform. But being a Black American, I won't say African American, I hate that. Being a Black American, we have to be very mindful of these things, and know that people will do things to you. Just like these people didn't believe that they were going to be gassed in Auschwitz. A lot of people are saying that these things are deliberately done to harm us or depopulate us. But you guys know how I feel. I already said about it, what I think about it being the N-word. I'm going to play the race card. I'm going to deal you out the race card, okay? they just love us to death. People, they just want to save the world, and they're trying to, help the world to function better. I didn't say anything bad, right? So there's a lot of people who are using these things to make the world a better place. But some of us have to go to another world in order for the world to be a better place. Some people might have to go to heaven or hell. See, I didn't say anything against it or for it. So due to the fact that they could be using this, and it was stated very clearly by, one of the richest guys in the world. I won't say his name. See, I'm walking on a straight line. That there are ways that we could depopulate the world and make it better, more friendly. So be careful and be prayerful that you don't become a situation where you might have to go to heaven or prematurely or to hell prematurely because of the things that they are introducing to us, and population, especially populations of color. You have to be really aware of that. And just like these people just could not believe that they were going to be gassed, right? There it is right there. You can see it. This actually happened. So don't, you can even see the picture. That place exists. I went there. I did go. We did. I don't know if we went. We did go to the tracks when we were in Germany once, and visit some of the places where they were shipping people to these gas chambers and look at it. We were there in Germany, so we had to do it. We didn't have to, but it was just like, God, it really happened. So we really went there. We really saw it. So just like the ideas that are being brought out from the CBC itself and from the world leaders that the world needs to be depopulated. So they're looking for means to depopulate the world. Some people don't have a Christian worldview or a conservative worldview, so they are using means at their disposal to depopulate this planet. They love us to death. I don't want to laugh about it, but it's just like so. I don't agree with it, their method. I believe God has a better way of operating, and he knows the balance and who to take out and who to leave. And I think he's going to work it out if we just stop with our industrializations that can be detrimental to the world. Okay, I agree with that. It's like true. A lot of things we're doing is destroying the planet. So what can you say? That is true. There's a lot of plastics in the ocean. There's a lot of oil products that are destroying a lot of the fish population, and drilling offshore and all this stuff. It is detrimental to the planet. But trying to take matters into their own hands, these world leaders really, don't have to, really, because I think God has everything under control. So that's basically it. This actually happened, and they're actually depopulating the populations of the world. They're bringing these down. It was said very clearly, very methodically brought out in a speech from one of the richest men in the world, who happens to be, I won't say his name, but he happens to work as a software developer. He became rich from that, and you guys know the score. Bill Gates? Is that wrong? Should I not say his name? He is a software developer, and he is one of the richest men in the world, right? Isn't that true? Fact checkers. So you need to really think about it and really realize this stuff is actually happening. It's not a drill. It's not something, a figment of your imagination. It's like, because you have a Christian worldview, or you may have a conservative worldview, so you don't think these people are doing it, but these things are happening. It's happening, just like these people going to the gas chamber in Auschwitz, on some of the other concentration camps that they took people out. They're doing that, but they're using a different method. The guys said they're going to use vaccines, so So I didn't say anything wrong. I'm not speaking against anything. So if you want to, that's fine. Now, another point I wanted to bring out was this racism thing. I really want to say this, guys, because if enough people say it, some of us will wake up to a lot of things that are being said that are just totally kind of crazy. You know what I mean? It's like people, like yesterday, I was asleep and on the couch. Now, I like to watch the news. Look, I'm an old dude. Okay, what can I say? I'm in my late 60s. You know, I'm getting ready to touch 70 years old. Sorry, man, I can't believe I lived this long. And sure enough, man, I was like snoring away, right? And all of a sudden, I hear the CDC, the director of CDC says that racism is detrimental to your health, to the populations, the health of the population of the world, right? Populations of the world. And I just, what? It sounded so weird. I just had to, I had to wake up, man. I'm live, okay? So I'm just blah, blah. I'm locked in, so I might as well say it. And I saw that and I was like, what? I just could not believe it. And I thought, they've taken racism to a whole new level. Racism, everything is racism. And I mean, like, when I heard that, I was like, this is just too much. Okay, look, racism has been detrimental to the population of the world. Like, it causes a lot of, mental anguish, distress. It really has, it's detrimental. It has caused death. Wow, isn't that detrimental to the population? Death, racism, but I think they're kind of using it in a way politically about a different political parties, using it to their advantage. Okay, you guys know the usual suspects. Okay, I won't say the name. See, I didn't say anything weird, but you guys know who I'm talking about. There's a party in our country that they use racism quite a bit. And it's really sad. Look, guys, I lived in the 50s. I lived through Jim Crow. And some of the things they're bringing out now, it's just totally ludicrous. It sounds totally ridiculous. It's not Jim Crow. The situations that are happening now. And I can't believe how people will do anything to stay in power. Okay, look, we all need money. Okay, we all want to make money and stuff. But when you become a political leader, you get money. The public pays your salary and you want to stay in power. And so sometimes you just get a little greedy and you just don't want to leave all that good money, y'all. So I don't hold them. I'm not trying to condemn them or anything. People just need to live. So, but I do say I don't think it's the best that we would use the disadvantages or the suffering of a race, especially my race. I'm a Black American. I'm a Negro. I'm a nigger. Okay, and they're using the plight of the suffrages or the suffering of Black people to further their political agendas, and I just really hate that. I'm just going to be honest with that. I don't think that's anything wrong with fact checkers. They are, and it's sad. It really is sad. It's like that right there. Yesterday when I heard that, the CDC, that racism caused, I was like, they have taken this racism thing too far. It's just too much. It's like the word doesn't have any meaning anymore. It's like, oh God, I blow my nose, you're racist. Oh, I went to the toilet. Oh, you're racist. That's racism. I drank a glass of water. That's racism. Or I went to this store. That's racist. That's racist. And it's just like, now it has no meaning. It doesn't do anything. I mean, when I was a kid, it meant something. And another point I really think that many of you should think about if you are watching this video. What does white nationalists, what do you call it, the white nationalists have to do with it? That stuff is so old. It's not the World War. It's not the Civil War anymore. It's not even a fight for blacks advancing anymore. It's like the population of America is changing drastically. All the Mexicans and all the Central Americans are pouring back into their country. It's basically their land. I don't know, everybody's freaking out. They were there before the Europeans got there. And so they're just going back home. So what are you mad about? They're just going home. They just got tired of being pushed down South America. So we're going to go back home. So they're going back. But it's just too much. It's just too much. Come on, guys. Really, racism, everything. Like, racism. Like I said, I did my book, Racism the Cure. It's a very good book. It's an e-version right now. I'm not in the States, so I haven't produced it, the paperback copy, but this is the story of my life. And I really did live during the Jim Crow era. And I did have situations where, the story in here I relate about the house that we owned on Main Street in South Carolina, that I had to go, that we owned the building, and a restaurant was owned by some white people there. They were really sweet. I mean, I loved them. I didn't hate them. It wasn't a big deal, but we owned it. But because of Jim Crow, I had to go to the back door to buy from the restaurant that we owned, and crazy stuff like that. It was really crazy. Okay, I do not deny the fact that the Jim Crow era was really stupid, and it really was really crazy, and people had to do a lot of things, and we're doing a lot of crazy, stupid things now. People make these stupid, crazy laws, and they just have to live with these stupid, crazy, man-made laws. It's not necessarily has anything to do with God. It's just some dude figured that was going to be a good thing for people. But I do cover a lot of this Jim Crow and the whole thing. I explained it right there inside this book. And if you'd like a real concise, clear book that covers a lot of these things, so you can know really what it really means, not some made-up partial truths that some political party slapped together, but actual laws of Jim Crow, I put it in here. And a lot of other things that I think it's thoroughly covered. And I wrote this book over a 2-year period. And I have another book that I'm doing a manuscript on right now. It takes things further. But I do cover racism quite a bit. And I've actually lived this. I studied it by actually living it. I'm almost 70, and I did live in South Carolina. I grew up there, and I cover it in toto. This is my house. I grew up. That's my first house. We had several houses there, and I cover Jim Crow in this book. I really do, and many of the other things. But actually, the truth. I actually lived it. So it's not something that I studied in a book. I lived through the Jim Crow era, and it affected me quite a bit, and I just knew it was stupid. But I'm not cutting down white people. It was just like they just were trained and taught. Like black people are trained and taught. We're domesticated. Black people are a domesticated population in America. They've been trained that way. They've been taught to act that way and bred to act the way they act. What can I say? It really took a lot of me, man, to really get rid of a lot of bad habits that was bred into me as a black American. And it just was like, wow, my wife would be like, God, this guy, why does he act like this? It's because of my breeding, my training and brainwashing by the white society that I grew up in the South. But they were sweet people. A lot of people are very nice. They're very sweet. They're very kind. And some people are just real a-holes. They really are. And, they are racist. But what are you going to say? We all are racist. We have our proclivities, the things that we like, things that we don't like, and we have our way of thinking, and it's just the way it is. It's like you don't have to be mad at somebody just because they're different than you or were brought up different than you. It's just that's the way they were taught, and we just happen to be mixed together now in the 21st century, and we're brushing against each other with our different viewpoints. But it doesn't mean that anyone's better or any worse than anybody else. But this racism, and using it as a weapon to divide and conquer us and to bring division in the country, I think it's really ridiculous, personally. I really do. White people are just people. Black people are just people. Indians are people. We're all the same. We all do the same things. We all go to the toilet. We all sleep. We all need rest. And we are that's another thing. We are created creatures by God. Simple. And we all are do the same thing, and we all are programmed the same. So if you have a different worldview, a more atheistic worldview of life, then of course you got to come up with all this stuff that's not necessarily good, right? At least that's my point of view. Also, so just please, if I would like to ask, if people will start saying, can we just lay off this racism thing? Because it's just not going to change anything, and we're not going to solve any of our problems through legislation or through money or any amount of coercing. You just can't. Even God can't even change us. God himself, who made us, doesn't force us to do certain things. Just look, this is how it is. If you want to live that, great. If you don't, okay, then you suffer the consequences. So that's how I view that. I'm just trying to be a little more. So I've been joking. Okay, I've been joking a lot about the niggas and stuff, and I've been trying to be funny because sometimes it's just ridiculous. For tonight, I'm just kind of trying to be in the middle of the road a little more serious about it because it's just getting to be out of hand. Also, now this other point, it's like COVID. It's this COVID situation. I was telling my wife today, I was just thinking about it. I was watching the news, and I just saw all these people in Brazil, and they have these mass grave sites. It's like, everybody's freaking out and stuff. But I was thinking, here's a thought, okay? I don't know, fact checkers. I'm stating this as a thought, an idea. If this is hypothetical thing, if they are calling each death, let's say the flu, influenza, there are thousands of people. There are hundreds of thousands of people who die in large populations every year. Thousands of people. Let's say 100 million people. Now, out of 100 million people every year, millions of people die. So if you just say, hey, these people are all had COVID and they all died, they die, and they say, I'm just saying now, I don't know. I've been looking at the stats. Okay, look at the stats, okay? I was just sitting there looking at the stats. You can see the stats here. Look, I just put a few of the things up. Like 135 million people in America, and then you got have COVID or had COVID or what, and this is recovered 76 million. Oh my God, that's almost over half recovered from it, and deaths 2,095 million people according to this thing right here. So you're saying, you look at all these stats here, you can see the whole thing, just in case you're not. It's good to look at the stats yourself, and not just go by these news commentators, because like a lot of these news commentators have a certain viewpoint that they want to put across more than truth. I'm sorry. Is that I don't know. Is that a fact check problem? Will I be deplatformed because anyway? I'm just trying to certain things. Like it's important to just think about stuff, and don't just swallow every little thing somebody crams down your throat. You know what I mean? I don't get a hoot about a political situation that much, really. I mean, other than the conservative view, I'm a Christian. Okay, what can I say? And I personally don't give a hoot about this world. It's over as far as I'm concerned. I'm waiting and very excited about the coming kingdom of God on earth. And I believe that any Christian, a real Christian that really believes in Jesus, should be very excited, because that's it. Wait, important. Look at the stats. So you can see the stats right here. I'm not making these stats up, I guess. I don't know who. I just call it a little stat thing, But there it is. You can see it. So I was sitting there thinking, what if everybody that's dying, they just said, oh, it's just COVID. And they always make these pictures of these big fields, like in Brazil. I was watching that. And I was thinking, a lot of people die every day, COVID or no COVID. and you say, oh, millions, thousands of people, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands are dying from this COVID disease. And if they are, I mean, I've heard that a lot of people are using, taking deaths, just regular deaths of people, and they're just saying it's COVID. If they have COVID, let's say they get shot by a gun, or they're in a car accident and they die, or they get, run over by a car, or they fall out of an airplane, or whatever, and they have COVID, or they had it in their body, they call it a COVID death. And you have to be, I mean, let's be honest. I just like to say honest. If you get, let's say, I think I've heard in America that in the hospitals that you get $15,000 or for each COVID death from the government. If you have, a lot of us old folks, with Social Security, they get, if you die there, then the government pays that hospital so much. And seeing how a lot of people, I mean, it's the truth, okay? I'm not trying to be weird, are greedy. If they can, man, I tell you, if you're a hospital, I mean, if I was in the world like that, and if I see that I can make that money, I'm going to say it's COVID too. Get all that money, y'all. So they're getting all this money from, maybe they just saying it's COVID. And they get boing, ding, 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 like a computer game. This money every time somebody dies, of course you're going to say it's COVID. You need that money. So that's another point. There's a lot of things going on. And just like I just wanted to show you the thing about Auschwitz, it really happened. Even though your mind says, oh, God, this is not really happening. They're not going to gas me. They're not really doing this. But people are really doing this stuff. And you have to realize that people are evil. Like, we're all evil. We all make mistakes. We all sin and stuff. But people just don't care about people. They only care about money. And if they can make money, why wouldn't they? Come on. The reason why I'm saying these things tonight is because I just want people to get out of this fog that everybody in, because I do it. A lot of times I go, God, are they really doing this? Are they really doing this? But at some point you just realize, you look at it and your mind just says, you know what? They really are doing this stuff. So a lot of these things that people say are the truth. It's not conspiracy theories. Auschwitz was not a conspiracy theory. I guess in that time, maybe they used a different word. You say, hey, are they really gassing us? And then the German people, which I lived in Germany, and a lot of people just say a lot of things about that. The Germans, and they're like, it really happened. And I'm sure if you were living in that time and it was happening to you, you were probably going, God, are they? And you people in front of the line, they're seeing me going into one after the other going into the chamber or whatever. They say, are they really doing it? And you don't want to believe it. You're going in that gas chamber and you're just being gassed, and you just don't want it. Your mind is just saying, this is not really happening. But these things are really happening. Now, the reason why I'm saying this is because more and more and more, you need to really consider that it's happening, and it's happening because it's the end time, and that you don't have, I mean, it's bad, it's sad, it's just not, it doesn't feel too good, and it's happening, and you got to come to the realization that it really is happening. They really are doing this to people, and they are really doing all these evil things with this horrible disease. It really does exist. I didn't say it didn't exist, so you fact checkers don't have to get on my case, but it really exists. What do you think? What do you think? Hey, there's my live chat board. If you have any ideas or something that, if you're watching this, what do you think about it? I love to answer some of your questions. At least that's what I thought. And I just wanted to deliver my soul to y'all, because, I'm old and they after me. They want to get rid of all the old folks. They go, our protected population, our vulnerable population. They keep saying that. I personally think they're just trying to take us out. And the more old people to get rid of, the more they don't have anybody that can question a lot of these things. Because look, I say I lived Jim Crow. I lived through that, so I know it's real. I can talk about it without any hesitation, without any doubts or reservations, because I lived it. So if they take me out, then you got one less person that can say this really happened and why and what. So anyway, that's one point. So really think about it and really consider whether you should take take the step of this, follow this whole narrative that they're trying to say. It really is happening. I didn't say fact checkers. I didn't say it's not a disease that really exists. I didn't say that. I'm just saying you need to think about it and what you're going to do about it. Okay. So I just think it was just, I personally believe it was planned out. You could look at some of the records. I mean, I'm not going to call it up online now, but it seems it was planned, Agenda 21. You always hear about all that stuff, So it just like Auschwitz, if that happened, why can't they be doing the same thing now? Of course, they're not using the methods they used then, but they're using a more modern method now. So it's something to really think about. It's something to really pray about. Also, I keep emphasizing, it really is serious. I'm not talking about being a religious or something, but really consider having Jesus as your Savior, because you might go. You might not make it to when Jesus comes back, but at least you'll go straight to heaven. You don't have to worry about it. You'll feel fine. You'll be right there. You'll be watching. You'll be alive. When you die, you don't just disappear. I'm sorry. It just, him down in the tropics, fanning all these flies and mosquitoes. But I love the heat. I'm excited about it. So anyway, that's the point. Also, like I said, I've been preparing for this for 50 years, so I'm going to talk my head off about it. And that's what I've been living. I've been living since I was 18, when I became a missionary. But I didn't just want to join a church per se. I just went out and started talking to people on the street. I was in a youth organization that believed very much in personal witnessing, and that's what I did. And I studied the Bible daily. But when I was 8 years old, I started reading the Bible. My grandfather got me into it. My mom used to say, "Well, you got that boy in that Bible." But I've been reading the Bible since I was 8 years old, way before I joined any kind of group or something. I did go to church. But the Bible is just the truth. It's just, I don't know how long it's going to last before they start trying to cancel the Bible. They're canceling Dr. Seuss and everything else. It's canceled. But know the Bible, and if you read the Bible, if you have it in your heart, you can't help but believe and see that these things are really happening and it's really true. And if you know the sequence of events, what's supposed to happen, then you can just have peace and kind of roll along with it and not be freaked out, because the Bible said these things would happen. So, man, I've been doing this for I've been missionary for 50 years. It'll be in about a few months. I'll be 50 years working as missionary, teacher, educator in the Bible studies, and more or less preaching. I'm not so much into the big congregational preach thing, but I like to talk to people personally, like I'm talking to you tonight, if you see this. And it's just the way it is. So if I kick the bucket, or they try to take me out or something, I just want to deliver my soul to you guys. I'm just coming back to iterate again. It would be good to know Jesus. It really is. It's good. At least If you're an atheist, at least try. Try it out. At least if you kick the bucket or they take you out, you can go and you can live forever with Jesus and God in heaven. In his kingdom, he's with you. So there's some of the stats right there. And you can see how it's affecting the whole world in a lot of different areas. And it's just sad. It's sad. And it really is a disease. So I'm not trying to put out a conspiracy theory that they made it up and all these other things. It's just, it's the truth. You can look at all the stuff online you want to say about it. But it's good to know, as long as you have Jesus in your life, if you have Jesus in your heart, he's a part of your life, you're saved. Saved means that you believe in Jesus, you received him as your Savior, then you don't have to worry. It's tough. And nobody, anywhere in the world, I'm going to sit here tonight and tell you nobody's worried. We worry about these things sometimes. But, the Bible says in Isaiah 26:3, look it up, it says, "Thou will keep him." I know the King James Version because I read all my life. The new versions are pretty good. They clarify things and bring it up to date in terminology that you can understand. But it says in Isaiah 26:3, it says, "Thou will keep him in perfect peace, whose mind is stayed on thee, because he trusteth in thee." I hope you do see this. If you got any questions, I'm right here. I'm live, and I'm going to be live. I'm going to try to speak a little more because before I'm not allowed to use this, or I'm trapped somewhere, or we have to evacuate. At least I can answer a few questions and help a few people who may not know these things. There are some people who do not know these things, and a lot of people are not bringing that out enough. I do believe that a lot of Christians are not speaking out enough about salvation. I mean, everybody's like, oh, it's really bad. They're bringing in the migrants and the political system's this and that. But who cares? Who cares? Jesus Christ is coming to set up his kingdom on earth. Look forward to that. And it's not, I don't understand, a little point, another talk was like, why are Christians and people so freaked out about God's kingdom on earth? Why are they so hanging on to this world so hard? For what? It's gone. It's over. It's over, guys. But God's kingdom is going to be so wonderful, so beautiful, so cool. It's a nice place. It's forever. It's not. It's something that's. I've seen a lot of these things myself. I won't get into that tonight, but it's just. It's real. It's real. It's just as real as my hand. It's just as real as your chair you're sitting in. It's even more. That's actually the real place. We're just a little watered down version of reality. That's another video in itself. But anyway, God's real. Jesus is real. He loves you. He really does. And every day I'm amazed. He just loves us, and he's really there. Now more than ever, it's not even a joke anymore. Like I said, I can't even watch movies anymore because it's just like child's play to watch a movie. When you can look at TV, you look at the news, you see what's happening worldwide, and the world is just falling apart. They're implementing all these things, just like the Bible said. So, anyway, I was prepared for this for like 50 years. So 50 years I've been watching this stuff happen, and I can't deny it anymore. It's just like, it's beyond like maybe anymore. I hear people saying maybe it's this and maybe it's that. It's actually happening. You gotta fix your mind to the fact that these things are actually happening, and it is the world. Another point I wanted to bring out was, so we've been warned about this volcano. The Bible says a lot of things will be happening, and I think it's in St. Martin. So just in case I have to flee, that's why I'm saying these things. It's freaky to watch a volcano. Look, have you noticed that all these volcanoes are going off in the world right now, and it's speeding up more and more and more? That's another sign of the end. It's just amazing to see these things happening. So you've been warned by Jesus. Jesus said that certain things would be happening before he would come back, and these specific things that he said are happening now. So prepare yourself physically and most of all spiritually. You can only do so much physically because you don't know what's going to happen. But we're sitting in this country, like trying to on alert for the possibility of this thing happening. Let me show you what's happening right now, just in case you don't know. Volcano. A volcano is actually going off on St. Mitch, I think, right now. Eruption, volcano eruption, and look at this. It's just actually happening. Let me just call this up. I mean, this is really weird. The BBC is like, there it is. Thousands flee Caribbean volcano. And look, it's like really happening. Ash falls like snow after St. Vincent volcano eruption. So this stuff was said there would be diverse, pestilences, plagues, all these things. Diverse. So you're watching the news. I'm trying to put it together, but some people I just can't make the relate. Like Auschwitz. You just can't. They're actually, these things are happening because it's actually the end time, and Jesus said these things would happen before we come back. and you're witnessing on the news, the ones who are truthful, you're witnessing the end of the world. You know, and how can you prepare? Like, you just prepare, you live your life as best you can, and if you fall into these things, what can you say? But you don't have to feel freaked out. But it's good. It's actually, it's good that it's happening, because finally, Jesus is returning to earth, folks. It's like they've totally gone wicked, and the earth is freaking out over this evil on the earth, and these evil beings are being released into our atmosphere, and the devil's just taking over the planet. But I don't want to talk about the devil. Screw the devil. But anyway, the things are happening that Jesus said would happen, and it's just happening. And you can't deny it. It's just happening. Wow. Let me see if there's any kind of video.
Wait, hold on. Let me see if I could zoom in. So, like, right up there by this side, it start growing. It's growing even more.
Yeah. I mean, if you stand up on the wall, you could see it.
So we're gonna get way more ash.
Mm-hmm.
Oh shoot! I remember that one island. There's another island. I think it's near St. Kitts that they just had to leave. They just left. So I don't know if we might have to end up leaving. I don't know if we have to leave, but if I didn't know Jesus Christ, I would be freaking out. Look at that. Phew, isn't that freaky? I mean, that's amazing. I'm just like totally, wow. So, if we have to run around and we have to be out there, I just like to deliver my soul just in case maybe I get blown up or something. I don't know. Anyway, so we're on standby here at the island in Aruba, and the president today said that we should be alert. I need to go pack my flea bag. Get ready. I don't know. Anyway, okay, but this is some of the 7 points I want to cover tonight while I was there. But last but not least, this is, I can't even watch movies anymore as reality is exciting, as real, and it's the truth. It's just, and you at some point have to realize, I'm not, I don't know, am I preaching to you guys? I hope I'm not preaching too much. Remember Auschwitz, guys, okay? I just keep saying that again. These people were being taken to the gas chamber. They just said, their mind was like, oh, is this really happening? While they led them to the gas chamber. But, I just want to tell you guys, if you are having problems in your home, or whether you think you have a good life or not, Jesus Christ is coming back. It's not a joke. It's not even maybe you think the Lord's coming? Okay, I'm not going to say tomorrow Jesus come back, because, nobody knows the day or the hour, but Jesus did say that certain things would be happening before he came back. And, it would be good to be ready for him. If you don't know Jesus, look, I do want to say, look, here's a verse that the Bible says about Jesus. I want to show you this verse. It's a simple verse. And I heard this all my life, and I'll just share it with you again. There's a new international version. before I go, I just wanted to just share this little thing with you. Oh, just remind you. Also, don't forget to go by and visit my YouTube channel, and don't forget to subscribe, watch my videos, like my videos, subscribe. I'd like you guys to subscribe, please. If you just like to subscribe, I need 1,000 subscribers. I really do, before I can monetize. I'd like to monetize. I'm gonna be honest. Look, if I can monetize the videos I make, if you'd like to watch them, it'd be really cool, and get enough hour time. So go help me out. And also, don't forget to get my book, Racism and the Cure. It can really help you to weather this crazy storm of racism that we're going through. Racism, racism, racism. They really, I mean, it's really weird to watch people use this. But you know, all you got to do to know Jesus is to receive him into your heart. You don't have to belong to any particular religion or group. And I know there's a lot of different beliefs about it, but you know, here's a simple verse that you can claim. It says, "For God so loved the world that he gave his only Son, that whosoever believes in him shall not perish but have eternal life." So all you got to do is believe in him, receive him into your life. You can talk to God. That's what prayer is. Prayer is just talking to God. And ask Jesus to come to your heart. You know what I mean? And just ask, receive him as your Savior. I know the only thing that I can say that really made me happy was when I came to Jesus and he eased my troubled mind. I know I sound country western, guys. I'm sorry. So you know what? I learned how to play the guitar with a bunch of hippies. All they played was country. So I did. So I don't feel bad about it. Just in case you say, why is this guy always playing this country western style? Because that's how I learned to play. I learned, you know, I used to do music. You guys, some of you guys know I did music a lot, but when I learned to play the guitar, I learned to play country stuff. Country. Yeah, I learned to play country. But anyway. So you can say a little simple prayer like, Jesus, come into my heart, forgive me for my sins, give me your gift of eternal life. Something as simple as that. And he will come into your heart, he'll come into your life, and he'll save you, and he'll give you eternal life. And once you say that prayer, it's forever. It really is. You never, ever have to say it 1,000 times. People say, oh, you know, you look at that girl, you drank that bottle of wine, you know, you shot that Coke or whatever you did wrong after you received the Lord. He's not going to kill you, and he's not going to take away your salvation. Or, you know, you robbed to kill or whatever you did after you received Jesus. He's always going to be with you. Because, you know, all these things are kind of trivial compared to eternity. I know it sounds weird, guys, but, you know, we should be good. We should try to be as good as we can. But you're going to blow it till the day you die. You're going to make mistakes. But once you receive Jesus, it's forever. He'll never take it away, no matter what you do. Not that you should go out and try to kill people or shoot up dope or crack or whatever, or do ever evil things. But just in case you do blow it, you're not going to go to hell. Because once you receive Jesus, it's forever. See, it says, for God so loved the world, you're in the world, you're part of the world, so you, that he gave his only Son. I just knew the King James Version. That whosoever believes in him should not perish, but have eternal life. Eternal means without end. So if you lose it, then it's not eternal. So that blows that out of the water. So just realize that it's forever. He'll never, ever leave you. And he is coming, and you'll live with him in heaven in a beautiful city. It's awesome. You know, you can read about it in Revelation 20 and 21. And it's a beautiful place. And it looks kind of similar to this pyramid behind me. And it's full of wonderful things. It's a wonderful place. You live there forever. And the reason why I'm talking about it like I know it, because I had dreams about it. I've had visions about it. I've had spirit trips there with spirit trips. I've seen a lot of things. I've seen a lot of freaky things over these last 50 years, guys, that I know beyond a shadow of a doubt that there's a God. He's real. The spirit world's real. And it's just not a joke. It's real, guys. And prayer answer. God has answered so many of my prayers. Impossible stuff that I know that I had no control over. That's another little point. But I'm not so worried about being long tonight because I just wanted to talk and share with you. And if you listen, if whoever you are, if you listen to this, I hope you enjoyed it. I'm going to sing this little song before I go. So just receive him in your life. And I just wanted to hang out and sing some. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him should not perish but have everlasting life. Kind of low, did you think? For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him should not perish but have everlasting life. So God loves you. That feels good. I just wanted to just hang out with you a little bit today, this hour. It's been an hour, and I just hope you guys will continue to look up to Jesus. And just remember, he's really real. And what you're witnessing is the Bible being fulfilled, realized, or carried out. Prophecies that were given thousands of years ago are right now in your time. You say, how do you know? It could happen 1,000 years from now. No, it ain't going to happen 1,000 years because we ain't got that much time. Even the globalists say, God, we ain't got but 10 years left. Dang, I tell you, man, 10 years goes like really fast. So they say we don't change drastically. It is falling apart, but God is able to keep it going, and he doesn't have to depopulate us or bring the population down. He doesn't have to use man's method of solving the problem because he's God. He created the world. It's really true. It's not a theory. It's not a myth. It's a true event. Okay? Those of you Christians, come on, guys, don't forget to share the truth with everybody as much as we can. I just did it because I tell you, man, when I stand for the Lord, I said, Lord, I tried. I wasn't out in the street a lot, but I'm online trying to share it. Here's a little song I'd like to leave with you before you go. Climb that mountain, no matter how steep. Ford that river, no matter how deep. Jesus is coming and it won't be long. Preach that gospel, keep singing that song. And the valleys, they are so low. And the people down there, they just don't know. There's a mountain you can climb, and it looks like we're running out of time. But oh my weary body, broken spirit, what heartbreak. Something down inside my soul tells me I've got to reach that goal. Climb that mountain, no matter how steep. Ford that river, no matter how deep. Jesus is coming and it won't be long. Preach that gospel, keep singing that song. And we're reaching for the mark of the every body ache, broken spirit heartbreak. Something down inside my soul tells me I've got to reach that goal. Climb that mountain, no matter how steep. Ford that river, no matter how deep. Oh, 'cause Jesus is coming and it won't be long. Preach that gospel, keep singing that song. Oh, climb that mountain. Climb that mountain. God, it's there. So guys, have a beautiful Saturday. Had a great time with you tonight, and hope to see you again. I don't know, maybe have a hangout another time soon. I just feel like I hope somebody saw this, and I hope you watch it, and I hope it will be an encouragement to you. And don't forget to get my book, Racism and the Cure. It's really going to help you out. I tell you, it's going to help you weather this crazy racist people. Okay, have a beautiful one, and hope to see you soon. Lots of love from me to all of you.